Hey everyone, and welcome to the How to Film Weddings podcast, episode 8. Today I'm joined by my good friend, Mr. Nick Miller. We had a conversation this last week just kind of about some things that Nick is doing in his business and some things that he's killing it with on Instagram. So I said, hey, that seems like something we should podcast about. Nick agreed, so here we are today and ready to talk to you guys about some really cool things. Nick, say hello.
Hi.
All right, that's great.
Hey, real quick.
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah.
You didn't introduce yourself. Like, you just started in. Like, you didn't say
Dang
who
it.
you are. Like, what?
Everybody knows who I am by this point, but my name's John. I'm with Redeemed Productions. I'm in Tulsa, Oklahoma. Nick Miller from Wild Oak Films, right there in the heart of Kansas. We're here today, excited to chat about same-day edits. Nick's laughing at me. That's okay. We're going to talk about same-day edits today. Nick has been at these weddings. He'll be posting on his stories on Instagram. And then before I can get home, Nick has a video posted on his Instagram saying, it was so great filming Jimmy and Susie's wedding today, or Bill and Sarah's wedding today. And there it is on Instagram. And I'm like, what the heck? I mean, how is he doing this? And so I wanted to talk to you today, Nick, just about like same-day edits, how you're doing this, when you're having the time or you're hiring somebody else. So I just want to get right down into it. You have something you would want to add right there?
Yeah, we can. No, let's just get right into it. Yeah, that's fine. So first thing I want to, make clear about talking about these same day edits is, number one, obviously this isn't something that's totally new, brand new. Like, it's been going on. People have been doing same-day edits for a while. And I actually borrowed my idea from the Harringtons, Tyler and Ashley, what they do. And also Kaylin and Christina White and Reverie, what they've done a little bit. And what we do for a same-day edits is different than maybe what some of you might think of what a same-day edit is. So I know... some people, whenever they put their same-day edit together, they are literally putting together their 3 to 4, 5, 6 minute wedding video, and then that's it. Like, they're done when the night is over. That is not what we do. What we do is create somewhere between a minute and a minute and a half, just pretty eye candy shots. Like, I don't worry about any music at all because I just play it on my laptop. And I sit down and have the couple watch it, and there's the DJ music playing on, so you can't hear anything anyway. So it's literally just pretty pictures from your day that we show the couple. And for right now, how we've been doing it, we haven't been telling our couples that we've been doing it. It's a total surprise, which I think has boosted the excitement about it, just because they don't know that they're getting it, right? And I think that has really helped us in taking care of our clients and treating them well and having them really, we're wowing them because we're not letting them know what it is that we are doing. And so again, it's about a minute and a half. And then when I get home at night, after the wedding, I take 45 minutes and I find a song off Artlist or MusicBed or whatever, put it at about a minute long, and then I re-edit it a little bit so it fits with the music, and then I upload it to Instagram. And my goal is to have it up on our Instagram page before I go to sleep, so that they have something. And I also text the video to the couple that night as well, just so if they want to upload it to their Instagram. So that's kind of what we do in a nutshell.
Awesome. So just logistically speaking, I mean, what's happening is basically by the reception time, you've got a laptop there with basically a 1 to 2 minute video that you can say, hey, Jimmy, Susie, come sit down. I got a surprise for you. You sit them down. Are other people sitting down around them, or is it mainly just like you're taking them to putting at their head table, or is it just different every time?
So what we do is we try to have it to them during the reception sometime. So I'm doing a bulk of the editing work during dinner. And then also I should note that Jen and I, so there's two of us there. And during the reception time, the only time you really need both of us there is during toasts and the major dances. You just don't need multiple people. So that's kind of how we're able to really get this done. If you're a solo shooter, I'm not sure if this is going to help you very much. Like I'm not sure how you can do it. It's possible. I just don't know what that is yet. And so we get the video edited together. So I edit it, and we actually do color it at the reception. My wife, she's really good at the coloring. So I do the editing. When I'm done with that, I leave and I go back out to the reception to film whatever's going on. She will go to the computer and color it real quick, and then I will come back and render it out so that I can show it to the couple. We pull them aside, sit them down somewhere, and said, hey, we have a surprise for you. And we just sit it down, we open it, and we hit play, and they watch it. After they watch it, and they're like, holy crap, how did you do this? And I'm like, well, we just found, little bits at a time, throughout the day, that kind of stuff. After we show it to them, we have a stack of maybe 10 business cards. I just set them right there on the laptop. And then I set the laptop in a high traffic area, hopefully, so that people will sit down and watch it and, maybe take our business card and get really excited about the possibility of us doing that at their wedding.
Brilliant.
So,
Brilliant. Okay, so you do this during the reception. One thing you said is if like you're a solo shooter, shout out Brandon Rice. We need him on here, but you could obviously not be able to present this to the couple during the reception, but I mean, another way to go about that would just be to like put something 1 minute together just before you go to bed anyway, like at home, kind of still could be able to surprise them. And I think even as a solo shooter, you can be in a spot where, there is a 30, 45-minute window of time with dinner and different things that like you can kind of be an eye shot of the couple.
And I will say, like, anything that you do is good. Like, even if you're like, here's 20 seconds of 5 different shots, just put them in slow motion, fade in, fade out, and then loop it. Like, they're gonna freak out on that, because you're giving them something that they didn't expect, and it blows them out of the water. They're so excited about it.
That makes sense. I mean, just 20-second loop of pretty, eye candy, couple portrait shots. I mean, obviously to include some of the getting ready and some different things. So tell me this, the thing that I'm like the most scared about with this is just like, obviously, I mean, I shoot on the Canon C100 Mark II, so I've got dual slot recording, but like, I'm just always logistically afraid that I'm going to accidentally delete my footage or not. I mean, how are you going about, like, throughout the day? Are you bringing a drive with you too and just dumping footage and then like just grabbing the card again and then dumping the footage and then skipping if duplicate that kind of, what are you doing to make sure that you're not accidentally, ruining the footage to make a 20 to 30 second video or whatever?
Right. So, when I primarily dump most of my footage, there's really 2 times during the day. One is going to be during family formals immediately after the ceremony, if it just works out that way. And so I start with my camera. My wife always shoots that, and it's more, as we kind of talked about, just to look busy and look present. We never use it because they get photos of that. But, it's her presence there. So I will dump my footage from my camera onto my laptop. I will also dump, my gimbal footage that I have on my 5D4, Canon 5D4. And then if I do any drone stuff beforehand, I will dump that on my computer as well. Then I will put the card back into my camera and give my camera to my wife, and I will take her camera away, and then I will dump that footage from her camera onto my computer. Then, if we go do couple time or reception, wherever we be, whatever we do at dinner time, I will grab my camera, one card from my camera, one card from my wife's camera, and then if we do more gimbal stuff, I'll take that camera and I will go dump it onto my computer. As soon as I dump it on, I will run those cards back out and put them in the cameras just in case something happens that we need to capture. However, because we are shooting on the C100s and they do have dual recording slots, if I'm off doing something and something happens, she can still record, what's going on. Like we have a backup already built in. So I feel confident with that, even if I, miss something or, whatever, that our footage isn't going away. We're not totally losing it, at all. So that's a peace of mind. But we haven't lost anything. I've been real careful, and as soon as I take a card out, dump it on the computer, put it back in as soon as I can, so that we're not losing stuff throughout the day, because that can be kind of stressful.
And I think more so than anything is it's just that fear of the unknown when it comes to this. Like if somebody's thinking about doing doing a quick same day edit just for the couple. I mean, for me, I was gonna do it this last weekend, and I was like, I don't know, I can't do it. Like I'm too nervous to try to do this. I got too much going on. Like wishing that I would have now. And it's 3 days later, and I'm planning on making them a 1-minute video today. But I will say, like the next thing kind of that I was thinking while you were talking just then, you dump all this footage, you have tons and tons of shots. You're on a laptop, I'm assuming, that can handle, your footage. But how are you? Do you know kinds of like you're there on the day, so you know different things that were good shots? Are you scrubbing through just super fast and finding random things, or are you, slowly watching through? How are you scrubbing through the footage to get the shots that you want in a quick manner?
Okay, so one thing I want to touch on. Yes, we have at the beginning of this year we bought a spec'd out, maxed out MacBook Pro for the reason that I knew I wanted to do these same day edits. So the very, very first one we did, we tried it out. I was on a 2012 MacBook Pro that was super old. It could barely run Premiere. And I thought that I was going to make the computer explode while I was doing this editing. Like, to do this, you need a laptop that can handle it. Okay? That's the first thing that you want to do. The second thing, whenever it comes to this edit, if you go through and you look at our Instagram feed of the stuff that is the same day edits, you can tell that they all look pretty much the same. Okay? We have a pretty good formula for the same day. So what we do is we open with a pretty couple shot of the couple. Open every one. Like, kind of look at it as like a thesis statement or a bookend, right? You start with a couple and you end with a couple. So everything else in the middle, kind of the good, thesis paper, right? When you were in high school or college or whatever, say what you're going to say and then reiterate what you said at the very end. And then we know, okay, we try to put in somewhere between 2 and 4 bride prep shots, somewhere before 2 and 4 groom prep shots. We like to do, put in a shot of the bouquet. We like to put a shot in of the boutonniere. One of the whole bridal party, one of the girls with her girls, guys with his guys, and then, pretty shots of them together. If they do a first look, even though there's no audio, I still like to include the first look if I can. Whenever we do pretty much the main shots of the ceremony, her coming in, his face reaction, the kiss, and then leaving. So it really helps you, and your formula can be whatever you want it to be. But if you have, okay, I need these 4 different clumps of shots. So then as you're going through, because I don't take the time, because it's slower, to look through on the memory card and then just copy over the shots that I want from the memory card. It's faster for me to copy everything over to my computer and then go through that way because it's on my computer and it runs faster. So, but I know, okay, I'm looking for 1 makeup shot and then 2 shots of the bride getting into her dress and then 1 shot of the bride like in her dress, so I know that that's what I'm looking for, so that when I build it, even though Jen, my wife, shoots that stuff, I am able to go in and find where those things are and then just dump them in Premiere and then, put them in. I also include, shot. I like to do establishing shots as well. So I get that shot with my gimbal of me walking up the aisle of the ceremony, And then I will put that one is to transition from, bride prep, groom prep into the ceremony if that's the next thing. So it's very chronological from the day. Typically, we don't put anything from the reception in other than maybe like a detail shot of the cake or the table or a wide shot of the room, something like that. Typically, we're pretty couple shot, getting ready, ceremony, bridal party, couple again, and that's kind of it. Because usually I'm editing during dinner and they haven't gotten to that major reception stuff yet, and I don't want to go back and do it. So I feel like that was a massive just dump of information.
You just said a massive dump. That's what you just said in front of the dozens of people that are listening.
The dozens.
Just
there are dozens of us.
Yes. Okay. So basically, you're taking a formula. It's not as creative, but you've got kind of the shots that you're looking for, because what it comes down to and what I'm seeing, it's so much more about the relationship building that you're doing with the couple, the branding that you're doing, the ability to show people like, this is my work from today at the reception has got to just like blow people away. And so are you seeing, like, have you had anybody reach out to you from weddings because you have the laptop out? I mean, I know you've only just been doing this, and I'm a big proponent of like, do this for years at a time to do your thesis and your test on it. But like, are you seeing people like, oh my goodness, this is crazy, like that you're already being able to do this, I want to book you, or how's that working?
Okay, so we have, family members and other people, walk up to us and, ask us, how did you do this? This is so amazing. Did you do this? Did you put this together? It's really funny because, as we're standing there watching it, so many people walk up to the photographers and ask them, did you guys put this together? Like, they're like, no, we do photos, like that kind of stuff. So I will say this. At the wedding itself, we're not getting much like, hey, what does it cost you to shoot a wedding? We're not getting that kind of stuff. And even afterwards, I'm not really sure how many people are taking business cards and that kind of thing. One thing that on our next set of business cards I want to print up is basically, put our logo on it and then say, follow us on Instagram. It will be up tonight. Like, you'll be able to watch us on Instagram tonight. So then it basically says, oh, and then gives them an action so that they can maybe follow along, and maybe we can build our following that way. Since we have started doing this and really taking care of our couples and doing stuff to wow them, as of today, we have 18 weddings booked for 2019.
And it's November early.
Early November. In 2018, early November, we were at the most 6 for 2018. So I am 3 times higher my bookings for the next year.
Yeah, you're just doing it right. You're taking your time, crock pot over the microwave.
And
every time.
And I don't know this for a fact that us doing these same day edits and stuff is what has caused that. Like, I don't have the data to prove that. However, the fact that someone's wedding happens on Saturday, and then they can review it and relive it Saturday night or Sunday. Like, I think that speaks volumes. And I will say we upload, these quick 1 minute, and it could be because they're 1 minute, but on Facebook and Instagram, those ones that happen the day of the wedding get leaps and bounds more views than the actual finished highlight video.
100%. And that's the thing that I think that people get so caught up in, the perfectionism of, us video people can be such perfectionists. Like, you don't want to put something out there that's not great. I'm not suggesting that, but like, I say it, and I don't remember where I heard it, but like, Michael Jordan was 6'6". He was tall enough to be Michael Jordan. Did he need to be 6'7"? Would have he been better? He was 6'6", and he's Michael Jordan. He's one of the top 3 greatest players in the history of the NBA. Obviously, Kobe Bryant, top, then LeBron, then Michael, but still. Okay, I don't want to go over there, but Kobe for sure is the best. But yeah, I mean, like, your videos, like, the point of the 1 minute video is to capture people in that emotion of the wedding day. You know, they at the end of the wedding, if you think about it, if you're a bridesmaid or if you're a groomsman or somebody that was just at the wedding, you're going to search the venue to see what videos and photos people posted, and you're going to like look at different, the hashtag or whatever it was from the wedding, and we can go into more of that, the Instagram, like what we're doing, but on a different podcast. But like the point is that you're catching them right in that moment, that emotion. The wedding that I did this last weekend, we in the we're able to, with our stories, kind of be able to kind of do something similar to that, where it's like we were finding the bridesmaids that were at the wedding and tagging them if they were in a shot or different things like that. And it like really, like we added like 23 new followers on Saturday just from being in the moment with the stories and being able to like capture that stuff. So I guess the question is, what are you doing with this video? So like the video is up. Are you going in, like, what's your strategy with Instagram specifically, to gain more people that are following you? Do you care about that? Are you going in and finding other people that were at the wedding, liking their videos and photos? Or what's your strategy once the video is up to get as much exposure as possible?
Right. So what most of us, our goal with Instagram should be to have as many potential brides, as many potential grooms, as many even wedding vendors in our area following us so that they will want to book us and refer us. And so one thing that has just popped up in maybe the last month on Instagram was for video, is that you can actually tag people in the videos. Like you used to just only be able to tag them in the description. Now you can tag them in the videos. So now with every video, I tag the couple, I tag the venue, I tag the photographer, if there's a planner, like everyone who's involved, I tag. If I happen to know someone in the bridal party that's in the video, I will tag them as well. A couple weddings that we've done this last year where we've done this, it was like former brides were in the bridal party. So I was able to actually, tag them in the video as well, just to kind of help with that. And again, I just want to get this video in front of as many eyes as I can possible. Another thing that I have started doing is if they have an Instagram, I tag the band, the musician, and then I'm tagging MusicBed or Artlist or Soundstripe, whatever it is that I'm using, so that they will see it as well or get notified. Maybe, I don't know, maybe they have that stuff turned off, but just the potential of what could happen if this band who I use their song, they're like, oh, that's really great. I'm interested. This wasn't a love song, but I love how you removed the lyrics, and then you just, it fits really well. There's actually been a couple of artists, when I've tagged them on Facebook, they've actually sent us a message and like, hey, we love to see this. Thank you so much. This is so cool. We love to see how our art gets used in your art. Like that kind of stuff.
That's really cool.
And so you just never know. You never know where this stuff is going to take you. And so I just want to get it in front of as many eyes as possible. That's why, as of right now, these are the only videos that I do not upload to YouTube, just because they are so short. YouTube likes longer videos. I've kind of toyed around with the idea of maybe doing same day edits from October, and just doing a compilation of, the 4 or 5, that we do for a month, something like that. But then our turnaround time right now is, in the 4 to 6 week kind of thing. So it could be kind of doubling up for some people, like in the same week. And I just haven't really messed with that yet. But one thing that we are doing, I'm uploading it to Instagram that night. And I am tagging everyone that I need to. In my description, it's something like, the lighting today was fire. Had so much fun with Erica and Jonathan at their wedding today. And I struggled with a long time with, do I actually put today? Because what if other people in my industry, in my same city see that? Like that, now I'm just kind of like, this is what we are going to do. and this is what we are doing. And so I don't care. And, if they want to do that, great. If they don't do it, that's okay too. But we've decided that we want to let people know, hey, we did this today. And then now with our Facebook, I always upload the Facebook videos on Sunday just because little separation. But then I write something about yesterday, Saturday's wedding, something like that. And then on our thumbnail, I put their names, and then I also write same day edit on the thumbnail for when I upload it to Facebook. And so we get some traction from the Facebook videos as well.
So, talking about the Instagram and Facebook side of things, Instagram, if people haven't been to your Instagram, Instagram.com/wildoakfilms, the aesthetic is really pretty. Everything, there's a video after video after video. And, I was just looking through it a little bit ago, and it's like you're averaging anywhere from, 600 to 2,500 views on these videos on Instagram with like 1,800 followers.
It's
am
almost
at like
2,000, John.
Okay, sorry. Well, okay. Almost 2,000 followers.
I am cooler than that.
Yes. In mine, that has, you're at 1,964. I'm very sorry. Mine at 3,800 followers, which is just about double, humble brag. But I'm getting somewhere between 200 and 600 views on my videos because I'm not posting them on the day. I'm not, I feel like if you're going to do it, you really do capture 2 to 3 times more people. People are in that emotion. They're going to comment on it. They're going to, interact with it, all the good mojo and the good vibes. And I think that what I've seen that's really impressive is that like you didn't just like start doing this in 2018 and give it a try for like 3 months. It's like every time you do a wedding, the 25 times that you're doing a wedding this year, every couple is getting a video on that day. And you just like, it feels robotic almost, and it feels monotonous to us. But like to that couple, it's like blowing them away and giving them such positive vibes about Wild Oak Films that like everybody that they ever come in contact with about the wedding films, they're going to mention you, and this is building good mojo for you for 2 years from now and 3 years from now. And people that might follow you that are a bridesmaid because they were in that wedding, and then now they're in your kind of funnel and kind of in your kind of world watching your films, they see another wedding film the next week. And like, that's what I've seen over and over again with our Instagram is like, we're adding these new bridesmaids and people that were at the wedding because they saw this video that we produced, and then now they're in our ecosystem, and now they're following us. And then 3 years later, they're like, yeah, I've been following you since so-and-so's wedding. About half of my weddings are brides that have been bridesmaids or at other people's weddings that I've shot. So I think it's just cool to see, being the end of 2018 right now, like that you've spent, you kind of said with Jen, we're going to do this year. And you're at 18 weddings booked for next year. I mean, it's very obvious that like it isn't the only ingredient in the the recipe, but it's one of those ingredients that you put in there, and then at the end of the you've got 18 people that have booked you already for next year, and you've continued to raise your prices. And that's where I think that like this isn't something that like you have to do this year or had to have done. You probably have 14 or 15 booked anyway without it, but like I think that brands you so well with the community of people that you're building around that like, who cares if it's the perfect edit on that day? Who cares? It's more so about getting that tribe of people that love what you're, about and what you're doing. Have you seen the referral side of things in the last couple of, the last couple of years? Have you seen that kind of go up? Or are you seeing, from what I'm seeing, you're killing your Instagram. Like it's really good. What are you seeing on that side of things?
So in excuse me, in doing this, one thing that we've kind of done on and off throughout the year is we have tried to put together short little 30-second, just a few clip videos for vendors. Totally for free, kind of the exact same idea. Oh, I don't know if I mentioned this, earlier on, but for 2018, the same day edit was not like they had no clue. Like we did not tell them that we were doing this. We just did it. And So that was also kind of our out too, that if we didn't have time or, something like that, that we didn't feel pressure that we had to have it done. So we wanted to do that on purpose so that we could get them under our belt so we could figure out if this is what we wanted to do. So with the vendor side of things, we have started putting together little videos for vendors every now and then. If the reception hall is just beautiful, we'll make one and say, okay, we're going to send it to the lighting people, the planner, and the florist. The same video. Here, you guys use this however you want. I actually, for a wedding we did earlier this year, I put together a little video for the makeup artist. A couple weeks ago, the same makeup artist said, hey, we're starting to do some marketing stuff for our business. We are going to use you for videos. How much do you cost? Like, it wasn't a, hey, how much do you cost? Can we maybe work this out kind of thing? I mean, it was a, we're going to use you. What does it cost kind of thing, which is a really neat thing to do. And, just sharing them because especially for people like makeup artists, hair, the lighting people, some photographers, if photographers are doing what they should be doing, they should be sharing their images with planners and florists and those kind of people. But we're kind of trying to think of the people that maybe aren't getting images as much. I know a lot of makeup artists, will take pictures, on their phones and stuff, but if we can give them something dynamic, something interesting, that's even 10 seconds long, 3 clips of makeup getting done, that's going to speak volumes to them. And so I think that we're starting to get into a place where vendors are more so recommending us because we're not only taking care of our couples, but we're also trying to take care of our vendors as well. Like our business is that we want to be the people that take care of other people. We want to serve them in a way that really encourages them. And so by us creating little videos, and yes, it takes time. I mean, yes, it does take, even for, a 20-second little clip for a makeup artist, that's still going to take me half an hour, just to put together. Is it easy? Yes, but it's still going to take my time. But is it worth it to do something for free, down the road? You always kind of make this analogy. Are you a microwave or are you a crock pot? And this is totally in the crock pot type cooker, thing where you do something small now, laying seeds that eventually will grow into something bigger in the future. And if I do something for a planner and she doesn't refer me at all, okay, that's fine. Like I'm not doing this to get a referral. Would it be nice? Absolutely. But I am doing this because we want to serve the people that we are working with, and we want to give them something that maybe they can use and enjoy for their marketing stuff.
I'll say a couple things. First of all, one thing that we've been doing with our 1-minute videos for Instagram that we're posting, or our Facebook videos, I've been getting a full email list of all the vendors and just sending a WeTransfer or Dropbox link to the entire list all at once. Like, hey everyone, here's the total list of vendors. Here's their @username tags. Here's, the hashtag from the wedding and a copy and paste story. Anybody that wants to use this film, you have rights from me. Here it is in writing that you can use this film, and sending them, the link, download this WeTransfer link. It's going to expire. Kind of give them, if you want to post this today, or if you want to, repost my post or whatever. But like the mojo that gives you, if you don't have time to like make a makeup artist video, or, but if you're making one thing, the point is, how can you get as much exposure out of that? Not only just like how many eyeballs are watching your film, but it's like, if you can really wow a makeup artist, you might have just given yourself 3 more weddings next year because of that. And so that was the first thing. The other thing that, like in our podcast we did with Craig Adams, just kind of talking about, immediate gratification when it comes to, you can, book a job, make money today. It's right there. It's in your account. Or you can do things that are more long-term, thinking. And I feel like we hit on this pretty much with every podcast, but just doing so many things and thinking in such a way that isn't hand to mouth right now. Like, well, that doesn't make me money. I saw somebody post in one of the forums on Facebook about like a DJ friend of theirs was asking if they could put together some of the clips of them being a DJ. How much would that cost? And people were saying, $300 or $200 or whatever. And I was just like, I'd do it for free. That's good mojo. And people kind of gave me a little bit of, it's like, oh, you shouldn't do stuff for free and you shouldn't. And like, I don't think that that's free. Like, I think that that is a business expense that it's just like you put money into gear, like to update your game, to make yourself better. You're going to buy new lenses and lights and stuff. And it's like, that costs money. Well, your time costs money. And it's like, this is literally an investment line in my business. And so like, doing things, you do have to eat, but like doing these kinds of things, what I know that you're going to see in 2019 going into 2020, and why I'm always telling you, man, you got to keep raising your prices because there's only so much Nick and Jen that can do this. So it's like 18 weddings booked already this year, and I know you are continually upping your price, but like this is how you get to the higher end market for yourself, whatever that is, the best version for you. Not necessarily like just the rich people's weddings, but like this is how you get to, the most money paid to you to film and photograph the couples that you want to be around the most. So, I don't know, just with that, like taking that extra time that you're doing, you might like add it all up and it's like, hey, I spend a half day on top of a wedding helping other people. 4 hours, 4 to 8 hours, like one day per wedding. I'm going to spend 1 month of my year, if I shoot 30 weddings, just really investing back into the wedding community. And if you do that for like 36 months, you don't have to advertise anymore. And that's the thing that I think that I'm really intrigued about the same day edit is because like I've mentioned before, like I'm not paying to advertise this year. This is the first year I haven't paid to advertise, with 30 weddings booked at this point for 2018. And it's like, I want to continue to wow my clients and to wow my brides. And so I think this is a great way to do that.
I will say this. My wife and I have gone back and forth for quite a while. And we were like, do we include, the same day edit in the wedding package? Like, do we advertise that this is part of it? And recently we have added it in. We do know that we would like to have about 3 hours at the reception. So we have basically two packages. We have an 8-hour package and a 12-hour package. And so with a 12-hour package, we're going to be able to get it done. We have plenty of time. But for the 8-hour package, I put it in there with a little asterisk, that says basically time permitting. And I let them know, yes, we can get this done, but we need at least 3 hours at the reception. But the more I've done this, like the wedding I had a couple weekends ago, I started putting footage on my computer at 6:10. Jen was done at 7:03. Like we showed it to the couple a little after 7. So, I mean, I've been doing this a while, so, less than an hour and under an hour, but, that one, it just worked out that way. And so one of the reasons I know that we've been able to, the last 5 weddings I've booked are in my highest that I've ever booked. And I know it is because that's included in the package. And we just make it a selling point, thing. This is something that you're going to get that people in the area don't offer, and use it to your advantage. And so that's one of the reasons. And as soon as someone says that, like every time I talk to them, hey, this is offered, like their face just goes like, whoa, like really? That's amazing. How do you do that? And I was like, oh, we just, we have a system, we work it down, that kind of stuff. So it's definitely been a boom for our business. But again, it comes back to, yes, we want to succeed and yes, we want to make money, but it's also another, I put it under that service thing of something we want to do to wow our couples, because customer service is a dying art. I mean, and so whenever you go above and beyond, people are floored because they're not used to seeing it anywhere. And that's one of the things that we just really pride ourselves on and really try to do, is coming back to good customer service and serving our couples and other vendors and everyone we work with, something more that will leave a lasting impression, right? They might not remember what you said, but they'll remember how you made them feel. And
Exactly.
we want our couples to have nothing but positive vibes. And then, I mean, our turnaround time right now is in the currently with our current backlog, in the 4 to 6 week. But I tell everyone 4 months, just in case, I have that cushion there. But because I do the same day edit, I can't tell you how much time I know that buys us, because they're like,
huge.
Oh, if you need to take 6 months, if you need to whatever, we have this little thing, it's so amazing. So obviously we don't want to take that long, but we have given them something and got them really excited. So if we do take longer, we know that we're going to be okay in that process. So that's it. It's been a great move for our business. It's been a great move to help others in our community. The couples that we're serving. And then there's just, from a pride standpoint, but also from a business standpoint, there is something about blowing away the photographers, the DJ, the planners, that pridefully makes you feel good, but then it also makes them go, wow. And it's just, again, that networking thing with them.
Yeah, I think that's the main, point I think of this podcast is like, even if it's not necessarily the same day edit, which I think that it would be cool, for our listeners to give those a couple of tries and maybe tag us in the video, the at How to Film Weddings on Instagram. Like, that'd be really cool. Like, if you're doing a same day edit or if you're posting that, be sure to tag us so we can see it. But like, I think that the point is, more on a macro level is, what are we doing to actually wow our clients? How are we serving our clients? If you serve them long enough over time, you are going to start seeing the benefit of that seed that you're sowing, and you're going to end up yielding the harvest that you're going to
Absolutely
benefit from that. And so, like, as I know, I've watched your Instagram. I mean, I don't know how long you've been really keeping up with your numbers, and I'm a numbers guy, and I know that you can't necessarily live by the numbers, but it's like, I keep seeing yours trickle up and up and up and up. Do you happen to have any of those numbers, like where you were maybe even in June, and where you are today?
Okay, we did our first same day edit at a wedding last December, and then every wedding we've shot this year, we have done one minus. There was a couple just timing wise, it didn't work out, and then we had 3 associate weddings this year where someone else shot for our brand, so they didn't do. But I know around the beginning in January-ish, we were around 1,000 Instagram subscribers or followers, and now we're at almost 2,000. So. And I'm looking, in August we were at 1730, and then in September we were at 1780, and October 1870, and then in November we're at 1950. So I mean, a steady, 50 to 60
You're
new followers
every 100
every month. And again, part of that is posting stuff, because now it's at least weekly that I'm posting, edited, polished together, videos, weekly. And so just the more that we do that, that it has helped us that way.
Mm-hmm. And I think that's the way I would rather grow a business. And I think we see a lot of these, accounts that blow up real fast and different things like that. But like, when it comes down to it, 99.9% of the businesses out there aren't going to be someone that goes from 0 to 25,000 in a day. And it's like, if you're adding 60 new people, like, I mean, imagine yourself in a room getting ready to talk in front of 60 people. I mean, you see 60 new followers or whatever. You're like, yeah, whatever. It's only 60 people. Or I only have, 1,000 subscribers or followers or whatever. And it's like, imagine yourself standing in front of a room that had 2,000 people in it, and you're getting ready to show them your video. And it's like, it changes the way that you think about every single person that adds you and follows you. and what that can mean for your company, because you just don't know. I mean, there's so many stories of, like so and so was a friend of a friend that saw this video. Like the wedding that I just published this week, the maid of honor is the Pioneer Woman's personal assistant. And so it's like, I didn't know that. I mean, obviously, but now the Pioneer Woman, which isn't I mean, she has several million followers and she's an Oklahoma celebrity or whatever. If you don't know her, you got to look her up. But she has watched one of my films and she has kids, and like, who knows if they're, but like, she's definitely seen this film now. And like, you just don't know who's out there watching your films. And like, one person watching is better than no people watching, And so as you've built your, Instagram over this year, I'm excited to see where it goes. I'm excited to see, all the people that are going to start trying this. Again, I really want people to like tag us in these videos, and just kind of see where it goes and see what kinds of things we can push each other to get better at.
Yeah. So if you're listening to this and you're like, I really want to try, I want to try to same day edit. The first thing that I recommend is do not tell your couple. Okay, don't. Because the minute that you tell them, and then the minute that it takes too long and you can't get it, like, now you have tried to do something good, but you've crushed them. Okay, so don't
crush people.
Right. Don't tell them ahead of time. The very first one that I did, and again, I was using a 6-year-old MacBook Pro that wasn't spec'd out. It wasn't anything special. Okay, it took me, because I had never done it before, I didn't know exactly what I was doing, I didn't have a flow. It took me in the 2.5 hour range to get that very first one done. Just a minute video, because again, I didn't know what I was doing. I kept running back and forth, so keep that in mind. The first one is going to take longer. And then I also had map out kind of a sequence of kind of the shots that you're looking for, build a game plan. And again, yours doesn't have to be what mine is. Start with a couple, getting ready, ceremony stuff or first look, bridal party couple time. Okay. That's kind of our flow. Yours doesn't have to be that, but write down something, have something in mind so that you know what you're looking for while you're editing, because you're trying to do this as fast as possible. And then if you can color, we recommend it. I recommend it just so it gives it a more polished look. Maybe it's something, simple. An easy thing that you can do if you don't want to spend a ton of time, just turn everything black and white, just to get it done. Because black and white will kind of, hide all maybe those white balance issues that you might have. Just something for you to keep in mind. And then what we do is, after we get it done, it's ready. I already have it set up on my computer to loop after I hit play, so it'll just keep going and going and going. Put it full screen. Is I walk up to the couple and I said, hey, we have a special surprise for you on your wedding day, just to tell you congratulations. And we asked them to sit down, watch it. The first few I did, I literally held the computer in my hands and had them watch it. That got kind of awkward. So, we have them sit down at either the head table. We have them sit down, just somewhere, have it be somewhere kind of private, whatever. And then afterwards, we're like, hey, we're just going to go set this in here on a table, just so, people can see. If you want your parents to see it, if you want your bridesmaids or whoever to see it, make sure you tell them, let them know, come over and check this out. And, usually we have a steady flow. If it's in a good place, depending on when it happens in the reception, people will come and watch it. And again, they're just blown away. So if you're thinking about it, doing a same day edit, those are some of my recommendations on what we do and what has been successful for us.
Yeah, that's good info. If you do end up having more questions, we're in the process of building out a website and doing different things, but Instagram right now and YouTube are the place to hit us up. At How to Film Weddings on an Instagram, and then just How to Film, youtube.com/How to Film Weddings. Ask us questions. We want to help. We want to interact. It's always fun for us. We live for this kind of thing, to really help other people get better. So, Nick, thank you so much for taking the time to kind of walk through that.
You're welcome.
Hey, thanks. Thanks for taking the time to kind of walk through it and just letting us, kind of in that world. I think that it would be really cool if on your Instagram stories on your next wedding, maybe you could have Jen or someone film you presenting this to the couple so we can see kind of their reaction, or even, I don't know if you're filming that, but like have somebody film them receiving it from you so you can maybe show us exactly how you do that, or maybe even show us a little bit of the behind the scenes at the next wedding. That's my challenge for you, is to kind of give us some of that. So we can share that on our Instagram stories, that kind of thing. So to all the listeners out there, please keep listening, subscribing, rate us. If it's 1 star, we're sorry, but give us a rating, give us a review. That's what helps us to reach more people. Share this with people that you know that might want to hear it. And until next time, see ya.
See ya.